A decision on whether to allow 2 cruise ships with sick people on board to dock at Port Everglades has been delayed. Holland America's Zaandam has 14 people with flu-like symptoms and a few people who tested positive for coronavirus. The ship is looking to dock somewhere in the U.S. CBS 4's Ted Scouten is live at Port Everglades with the details. And Ted, the ship is expected off the South Florida coast tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, Lauren, just keep in mind, though, even though that ship may be off the coast of South Florida tomorrow, that does not mean that they will be allowed to enter U.S. waters or Port Everglades. Right back there, Terminals 2 and 4, that's where it is. Those ships are hoping to dock. As we speak, the cruise line, the Unified Command of the port, and county commissioners are trying to finalize a plan that everyone agrees to. The Holland America Zaandam and Rotterdam cruise ships are steaming toward Port Everglades, but at this point, there's still no decision on whether they will be able to dock.
Nothing can happen. They cannot come into U.S. waters. They cannot come into our port until a plan is presented and a plan is approved.
Broward County Commissioner Mark Bogan, the rest of the commission, and the Unified Command at the port, made up of local, state, and federal officials, met with the Carnival Corporation Tuesday. That's the parent company. They presented a formal plan that was not approved. Now they're making some tweaks as to how they'll handle the passengers.
Hopefully that plan will discuss how they're getting passengers from the cruise port to the airport by bus and let these people go home that way. I think that would be a win-win for everybody.
The idea is to have a BSO escort to the airport of busloads of healthy passengers. The sick would remain on board and be treated by cruise ship medical staff.
What has already been clear is that unless that Unified Command is satisfied with every aspect of this plan to protect the people of Broward County in Florida, that ship won't enter U.S. waters. The Coast Guard will not allow it to enter U.S. waters.
Also weighing in, Governor Ron DeSantis. He doesn't want the ships to dock.
I've been in touch with the White House about it, the Coast Guard about it. The way to deal with this is to send medical attention to the ships.
The White House and governor may be at odds with this one. The president said he's going to talk to Governor DeSantis.
We have 2 ships. There are people that are sick on the ship. And we don't want to be like they're going to be ghost ships. You know, people turn those ships away.
Now, commissioners are hoping to get a formal plan from the cruise line at some point later on today. Tomorrow, what's expected to happen is that the commission will meet along with the Unified Command to decide whether or not the plan will work. Live at Port Everglades, Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.